Hi, I'm John Yoder with Stutzman Incorporated. Today we're going to be talking about, you've already picked your manifold, and now we're going to be talking about the maintenance of it. So we're looking at the manifold on the ground here, and we're also looking at the manifold on the tank. And you'll notice two distinct differences. This one has check valves, that one has clear plastic hoses coming out of the top. So you say which one's better, and there's really no good answer for that. I'll explain why each one works and why each one doesn't work. The hoses that are going over the back, when you start the pump, the material comes through the manifold and you're going to get that little bit of a squirt. So nobody wants that to land on the toolbar, so that's why we're using the check valves and or the hoses. The hoses tend to be open and stay open more, but they also present facts that they can freeze, they can get material blockages in them, and they quit working. And that's one of the very most number one important thing that you want to focus on when you're using a GEA manifold. You have to make absolutely sure that all these vents or hoses are clear at all times and open. I want to get into this manifold a little bit and show you the cutter. This one has a chopper on the bottom that rotates when the machine is in motion. That cutter is going to cut about 100 RPM. So if two blades, it's going to make about 200 cuts per minute. One of the things that I find that is usually the biggest problem is we're trying to give them too much oil. This little motor is designed for about 12 to 15 gallons of oil per minute, and that's really all you need to make this thing work. If you start to give it more oil, you're going to have problems with hydraulic motor seals and things like that. So you want to make sure that when you're adjusting your tractor flows, that you set it to around 15 gallons per minute. If you have a standard manifold, obviously you don't have to worry about oil flows. This just bolts in place of the hydraulic motor. And we have several customers that use this, and it's just a little bit simpler. Just make sure that your pit is really clean so that you don't get any debris or anything blocking up your elbows and your hoses coming through. Okay, so one of the things that I want you to remember when you're doing some repair work on the manifold, lots of times we'll have guys replace hydraulic motors, put seal kits in them, and put new cutters on them. It's very important to check these two hoses and mark them before you take them apart, and then when you put it back together exactly the same. But before you go to the field, check the rotation. This is a one direction rotation. As it's going down, as the toolbar is going down and applying manure, it should always be turning with the cutter knife this way. So it's going to be turning clockwise, looking at the bottom of the bowl. If it was turning the opposite direction, it would do absolutely no good. It would not cut any trash. So we want to make sure that you've got the rotations right in the event of a service. The other thing is we're going to talk again about the vents. And this time I want to show you what this vent looks like. Because this is a gravity manifold, again, the manure is pumped to the top of the elbows, and then it gravities down, and these vents are very important, like the hoses up high. Okay, this is the vent that you'll find on the top of a GEA manifold, and it's a one-way check valve. And today I'm going to show you how to properly clean it. This should be done annually. If you can see right here, there is a zip tie that goes around the side. The function of the zip tie is basically just to hold this little stainless steel cover on. Pull the stainless steel cover off, and underneath the stainless steel cover, you'll see a vent on each side. So all that does is just protects it so it doesn't get full of dirt and mud and frozen debris. We don't want this to get clogged up. To check these out, on each side, there's a little red tab right here, right here. Push in on the little red tab, push up, and it allows this cap to come off. Now we can see the inside of the check valve. This is the bottom side, and if we move that, it allows air to go down, so when gravity is going, or when it has what I would call siphoning effect, it's going to pull this open and it's going to allow the air, so we can't siphon. we're going to gravity. The whole idea behind this check valve is we want the material to come up and shut off so we're not splattering on top of our toolbar, but we want it to open when the manure is going through it so that we don't have a siphoning effect, we have a gravity effect. If one of these was to plug up, the first thing that you would notice is one of your rows on your toolbar would be getting a lot more manure or a lot less manure. Because as gravity starts, it also creates siphoning, and siphoning is bad when these are plugged. We don't want to siphon all the manure to one side or the other. We want to let it gravity down and do its thing. Once a year, take these apart, clean them, make sure you get all the dirt out of them. If need be, replace them, or worst case scenario, if you don't mind a little dirt on your toolbar, take them completely off and just leave them open. This pretty much concludes the service of this manifold. I think I've showed you what I know about it. Please look at our video online and call us if you have any questions. Thank you.